Good morning, everybody. I wanted to take a few minutes, and I promise it'll just be a few minutes. But I've been asked to share some of the accumulated wisdom of a number of years knocking doors across our state, or this is known as canvassing. So anytime a group of people goes out to have meaningful conversations with potential voters or just potential constituents, building support around an issue or a candidate or a campaign or anything like that, it's called canvassing. And because we're in the full swing now of the 2024 election cycle, you're going to be hearing a whole lot about that. And it's going to be requested of you a lot. And so I just wanted to share a few things. And I'm going to do this in two pieces because I've discovered that there are two separate buckets, if you will, of information that it's important to keep in mind. So the first one is what I call at the door protocols. And this is going to cover the kinds of things that our interpersonal skills, right? So the first thing to keep in mind, right, is that we're going to talk to people on their front porch, on their stoop, in their driveway, to share information with them, generally speaking, and to get information from them. And we want it to be a very pleasant conversation because, as we know, we've heard this from everybody everywhere. People will not remember a thing you say, not one single thing, but they will remember how you made them feel. So they're going to remember the emotional tenor of your conversation. So it's important to get up to speed on your script, but not to read it, right? You're going to know, and you're going to want to make it personal, what you need to tell them and what you need to ask them. So let's go over at the door protocols. So the first thing, of course, is that this is the South. This is the South. We don't walk on people's grass. Even if it looks like to you that there is no grass, we don't walk on people's grass. The second thing is that we face our folks, right? We face our folks, open chest, open heart, right? Friendly, we come in peace. We want to be sure we lift our sunglasses, right? We want to make eye contact with everybody. We want to smile, right? So we want to go to the door, knock, 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 and step back. COVID protocols were really, really helpful in helping us to learn how to do this. It's very uncomfortable to come to the door. You will recognize this immediately if somebody is standing there in your face. So knock, 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 and then step back. 10 feet, 15 feet, whatever the situation requires. Smile, introduce yourself, and then begin to tell them what it was you needed to tell them. The other thing is as you're coming up the driveway or the walkway, look for what I call personal iconography. So these are things like Army, Navy, military service insignia, decals, flags, that kind of thing. That was always really helpful for me because my son was in the Navy. But you can look for sports teams, baseball teams, any kind of thing, flowers, decorations, plaques, anything that you have a connection with. So that if your reception at the door is a little bit frosty, and this will happen, you can immediately break the ice and say, "Oh, those begonias are so pretty. They remind me they make me so happy. They remind me of my grandmother's begonias. Hers were purple or hers were coral and yours are bright red and they're so pretty." That immediately, I've used this a lot, and it immediately helps people to drop their guard, smile back at you, say thank you for acknowledging that their begonias are beautiful, and then they're more willing to give you 30 seconds to say what it is that you came to say. Don't read your script. like I said at the beginning, don't read your script. You want to make sure that you know what you have come to say and personalize that information. It's okay. It's okay if you don't get every single detail. You're going to have a partner, and hopefully they'll be able to backstop you a little bit. So if you're the one engaging at the door for this particular house, they will be able to backstop you and fill in the gaps in your script and then in your questions. Most of the time we want to give information and we also want to get information. If this is your first time canvassing, we invite you to go as a silent partner and be the person who handles data entry into the Minivan app until you get more comfortable seeing how your friends and fellow volunteers engage in conversation at the door. And I know there's a lot of trepidation and nervousness about this. Believe me. I was terrified at first, absolutely terrified. I'm an introvert. I didn't want to do it. I resisted doing it for a long time. But it has absolutely saved my sanity over the past 5 or 6, 7 years now, 8 years now, because people are so grateful. They are so grateful and they are so happy when you come and knock on their door. So I hope this is helpful. I'm going to record another one about canvassing protocols. So just reach out, let me know if you have questions. Thank you.